Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. In the last part, we entered into the dungeon for a second time, and the first dungeon for a second time, because Ryuji wanted to come in here to find out what all these screams were about, to see what was going on in the depths of these this dungeon. And here we go. This is the part where we finally find out what the hell's going on.
This is bullshit.
How many times do I have to tell you to keep your voice down?
Yeah, there is something with Ryuji. He doesn't really think before he acts. Kind of just does a whole bunch of shit, even though, you know, he's got every right here to be kind of pissed off about this.
Stop it. Leave us alone. It's useless. Huh?
So yeah, this is supposed to be
won't be executed like you guys.
basically this is supposed to be a how Kamoshida basically treats the members of the volleyball team in the real world. So basically, these are cognitions of how he treats them. Basically, he abuses the actual students, the actual members of the volleyball team in the real world by putting them through really vicious training regiments and all that kind of stuff. So it's
you could say that these are extremely similar looking dolls.
Hell? Why is it gotta be so complicated?
So yeah, pretty much. It's not happening to, it's kind of a reflection of what is happening in the real world, basically.
This really is the inside of that asshole's head.
And by the way, you can just stand here, or you can stand and watch, not let the dialogue go, and they'll just keep getting hit over and over again. It's kind of sick, really.
I know these guys. They're members of the volleyball team. The one
Thank you.
coaches
I just
for.
mentioned that. It's kind of obvious though with the uniforms that they're all wearing.
Don't tell me they're going through similar shit in reality?
There you go.
Most likely. I mean, this proves that Kamoshida thinks of them as slaves.
Yeah, there you go. He pretty much thinks that it thinks of them as his little, you know, his slaves that he can just
They're just rumors.
do whatever he wants with them,
If they're
basically.
true, wouldn't this be something to report to the police?
It's kind of sick, really. It's kind of
Use these
sick,
guys
really.
as evidence. If it all goes well, we can take down that asshole Kamoshida. Huh? It's not working.
Yeah,
We
you.
can use
For
the
some reason, I don't know why they
cameras
added this
and
little thing.
no-go.
A navigation.
You can't use the
That's what we use
phones
down here.
in the
What about yours?
dungeons. I don't really know why.
Whatever you do with
I guess
them,
it's.
you get caught
I guess the logical thing would be that you can't.
Hang on a sec.
It's using the navigation app the whole time, so maybe you can't open anything else. It's constantly using the navigation app. But kind of sucks that the phone doesn't have
Let's
multitasking.
go.
So basically, we have to check through these, and so it's these kind of things. This is pretty sick, but comical at the same time. It's something that both Persona 5 and Persona 4 did really well.
Hey.
That it kind of, it's sick, realistic stuff, but it's like this. This is pretty sick,
Come on, man.
but it's also comedic and over the top as well, which I kind of like. So yeah, what Ryuji is doing here is pretty much he's memorizing all of the faces so that we can go to them in the real world and we can find out, try and get evidence on Kamoshida in the real world. And we'll see what that is like, what happens with that in, oh, it might be in this part and next part probably. It's been such a while since I recorded this. Oh well. Yep, it's time to get the fuck out. Oh shit. Another guard.
Oh, man.
Time to get the fuck out. Because, as you can probably guess, it's not going to go according to plan. I love the music in this game so much. It's so good.
You knaves again?
Ah, fuck, we're caught.
Think you'd make the same mistake again?
And this is the introduction of, at least for this dungeon, the Gold Knight. The Gold Knight are basically like stronger enemies, like mini bosses of a sort. So if you see the golden soldiers, they are more difficult to beat. They are tougher enemies. Oh yeah, pretty much here. This is what. This is why. This is why Ryuji kind of hates Kamoshida so much. It's pretty much what happened with him is that Kamoshida got the coach of the track team, which Ryuji was on, fired, took over them and basically ran him into the ground and pretty much treated him like crap. And what ended up happening is he pushed Ryuji a bit too far, and Ryuji kind of decked him, which I would have liked to have seen animated, to be fair. So he got, Ryuji decked him, and then that gave Kamoshida the ability to just because it gave Kamoshida basically the chance to kill off the track team once and for all, so that only the volleyball team can do good. Basically, no matter what you do here, this is basically a forced loss scenario because you're surrounded. And see, I had full health and I had no close to full health. I shouldn't have died there. It's bullshit. I was just fine. Oh well. So yeah, we're screwed. This is going well.
Oh, you piece of...
That's not really fair. Oh, come on.
I bet you simply came here on a whim and ended up like this. Isn't that right?
Oh shit.
No.
He's quite.
What a worthless piece of trash.
It's quite cool how
How dare you raise
Kamoshida knows just the right things to kind of push Ryuji's buttons. It's very clever.
track practice?
Yeah, here we go.
It wasn't no practice, it was physical abuse. You just didn't like our team.
And there we go.
But an eyesore. The only one who needs to achieve results is me. That coach who
Although I find it kind of weird, because if he'd done, if he would have been, surely would have been praised even more if he got a good track team, if he was coaching a good track team and a good volleyball team. But whatever.
need me to deal with your other leg too? The school will call it self-defense anyway.
Yeah, so it's pretty much.
I'm gonna lose again.
So yeah, that was a little element that I forgot to add. That the reason why Ryuji struggles to run is because of the incident where he punched Kamoshida. He also severely hurt his leg, which is kind of sick, really. But there you go.
Ryuji!
Which one do I choose? Stand up. It doesn't really matter. You can choose either one.
Right. Everything that was important to me was taken by him. I'll never get him back.
Stay there and watch. Look on.
I love the voice acting here. It's so good.
Die for nothing because they sided with trash like you.
Oh dear.
No, that's what you are. All you think about is using people. You're the real scumbag, Kamoshida.
I love Ryuji's dialogue here. It's so good.
What are you doing? Silence him!
Stop looking down on me with that stupid smile on your face!
And now it's time for our second awakening. Time for Ryuji to get his persona. And the song that plays here is just called Awakening, I think. Is a really fantastic song. I love it. I wonder if this is actually what's going on in the rear, whether he's actually writhing around like this, or whether it's just in his head. I think it's probably really happening. That mask, man, so cool.
What can you do? Cower in fear and watch.
This looks really fucking painful. But this transformation is really badass. It's awesome. I love it. And this is Ryuji's persona. What's it? Captain Kidd is his name. Which is also a really cool design, kind of like pirate motif design. It's really cool.
What's up, Persona? This effing rocks! Now that I got this power, it's time for payback! Yo, I'm ready. Bring it!
Yep, so now we face off against the golden enemy, and this is Eligor,
Blast him away, Captain Kidd!
who is a persona, I think, who has been in... I know he was in 4. He was a shadow that was used in 4. I think he was also used in 3 as well. He's a pretty powerful persona to get. He's pretty powerful to use. He's good physical attacks, so if you want to get him. I don't know whether I overget him. I don't really need him. So he summons the two-horned beast, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. And yeah, Ryuji's is basically good with his element is kind of electrical attacks. He also has a lot of good physical attacks. So yeah. Yeah, so this thing is weak here to electricity. I don't know why I'm waiting so long. There you go, finish him off. Now we've got to kick this guy's ass. In the same way that Morgana has the wind uses wind attacks like Garu. Yeah, Ryuji uses the electrical. He learns electrical attacks and a lot of physical attacks. He's actually pretty good as a physical attacker. He's kind of... It's weird because he's like... From Persona 4, he's the best friend character, which Yosuke was in 4. But he has a similar design, as well as the same like attack abilities as Kanji. So it's kind of a mixture of those characters.
I ain't forgiving you.
I told you that this is
Time to run away.
castle. Seems you still don't understand.
Ah, that's something you don't see every day.
Takamaki?
Oh,
Morgana.
what a meow.
I love this reaction from Morgana here. It's really funny. Your options are something's off or I'm so jealous.
Now that you mention it, but why is she even here? Hey, let go of her, you perv!
How many
Yeah.
times must I tell you until you understand?
So yeah, as you can probably guess, this is basically a
A place in which I can do whatever
basically this
I
is
want.
kind of
Everyone
his
wishes to be loved by me.
cognition, and so it's kind of how he sees Ann, just
Takamaki, say something!
just his kind of like
Ryuji. It seems that girl isn't the real. She's the
I
same
don't
as
know.
those slaves.
yeah,
A being
basically
made from Kamoshida's cognition of her.
how he sees it, just his kind of
Well, I'm not surprised. Women aren't drawn to
you know
problematic dogs like you.
just his
Damn it!
Clean up
slave
all
to do
this.
whatever he wants with. Uh-oh,
We're outnumbered.
time to run.
Scram
Let's get the
before
fuck
we get
out.
surrounded.
We're not gonna do anything and just run?
You're knackered, mate. Wow, it took a while. There we go. Just shut up and go.
Thank God you've got a level head.
Fine.
Fine, I'm off.
We'll expose what you really are no matter what. You better be ready for us.
I was beginning to get bored of torturing the ones here.
That face, man, it's so scary.
come at me whenever you
Oh
want.
god, that face is even creepier. You're gonna get your ass kicked, boy.
Ignore me. Let's go.
Time to run. Time to get the fuck out. So yeah, now we got Ryuji, who has his persona. And we almost have a full party. One more to go. Can you guess who the fourth member is going to be?
Should I be happy about that? And again, it ain't as bad as yours.
Hey, I look dapper. Fuck you. And Morgana's lying down. She's like knackered.
So what's going on? I'm completely lost, man.
I told you before, when a Persona user opposes a palace's ruler and becomes a threat to them, this happens. It's to prevent you from being affected by distortions.
Yeah, so it's pretty much...
A skull?
Your appearance reflects your inner self.
It's the
It's the
rebel.
rebel that
I like
slumbers
that.
within.
It's the rebel that hides within.
Nope.
No, I don't.
Then stop asking questions and accept what you see for what it is.
Okay. Except what you see for what it is.
We're in deep shit.
I said to be quiet.
We might have gotten away here, but we're still screwed with Kamoshida at the real school.
And this is a simple
Quite
explanation.
sharp of you for being an idiot.
Time for an explanation.
The Kamoshida in reality can't possibly know about what happens here.
Yeah, this is
The
pretty
hell
much
is
just
true
a way of
self-being
being able to do this kind of thing while still
We're okay.
not being in danger of being discovered by the people, by at least the person who you're going after in the real world. I guess it would be a little bit complicated if they tried to do it both ways, so that, you know, they knew,
That's why I was super nice about teaching you idiots
you know,
everything.
it's just that,
Cooperate?
sorry, I'm trying to think.
I originally
It's
came
kinda,
here for an investigation.
It's just
You
so
to
that,
erase the distortion
I guess
from
it would have been
my
more
mind,
complicated
and
to
you
kind of have
in
it
real form.
like both ways,
That's
so
why
that
we
you
must
actually,
go
they actually
deep
know
into
that
the
you're going
network.
after them. Plus, it would be kind of impossible to write
What's
around
going on
that,
and
so
on about? We never
just
said
an easy way
anything
to
about
explain
helping
it.
you out.
Don't you
Fuck you, Morgana.
know
We're not going to help you.
hospitality I showed you? Especially you. You're going to up and leave, even though you're already part of my master plan?
Master plan? What plan?
Is it because I'm not human? Because I'm like a cat? Is that why you're making a fool of me?
Busy.
Yeah, it's time to go, lad.
Thanks for everything, cat. You've got guts being a cat and all.
Ryuji's is such a dick here. Time to go.
Hey! What the hell? Oh, seriously? Why are you wrapping this up like everything's all hunky-dory?
Love this reaction by Morgana.
Hell no! Get back here!
So pissed off. Yeah, kind of screwed Morgana over there. It's time to go. Got what we wanted, let's leave.
You have returned to the real world. Welcome back.
And we're back. Nice and safe.
We're back. Yeah, I dragged you around a lot, huh? Ugh, sorry, man.
You should be.
Dead tired.
Could have died in there, you stupid asshole. I could use a nap.
Me too.
There's something I like about the reactions that you have in this game, like what you can say.
What we saw was for real.
It's kind of cool that you can turn your character into like a real snarky asshole. It's kind of cool.
Up to any physical abuse, Kamoshida will be done.
So that's the plan. We've got to talk to these guys and
Any witnesses?
got it. Sorry. So yeah, that's the plan. We've got to go find these guys
Talking about.
and get him to confess about what's been happening with
You're thinking a little low 'cause
Kamoshida.
You got a record. I don't think that'll help. Everyone already knows. They totally got you pegged as a criminal.
How the fuck?
Kamoshida opened his damn mouth.
Which seems logical at this point, but we'll find out later that it wasn't.
Leaked it that fast.
That it's kind of true, but kind of not true. So we'll see. You'll see what I mean soon enough. It's gonna reveal itself in the next,
Still,
probably the next couple of parts.
Might be real. And After seeing
I
how
can't.
she
I
distorted
can.
heart
Yeah,
beat
it's
in
been
the
such a
first
while
place,
since I recorded
there's
these
no way
fucking
I can
parts,
just
man.
sit back.
It's hard to remember.
I'm counting on you. Don't worry, I'm hyped about this too.
Sure. And boom, there we go. This is our. Is this the first time? I'm trying to remember. It's the second one, I think, because we already done a social link with Igor, but this is our first
Acting as a phantom thief
social
would have
link
been more efficient
with
alone. You could have gone about it that way.
one of the main characters,
However, you did not.
one of the main,
There are merits to having associates.
party members.
That's what you decided. Am I wrong?
No. This is something else which I kind of like. In Persona 4, they did something similar with this, but it wasn't voiced. This section, it was kind of just a song in the background, a song that played, and this thing kind of read. So it's kind of nice that it's kind of voiced this time round. I don't know, I just kind of like it, and it's voiced by obviously Justine, I think, from Inside the Velvet Room. And there we go, that's our first
I haven't eaten anything
proper
since lunch.
social link,
It'd be
I
weird splitting
suppose.
off now.
It's the first one that that doesn't get
Follow me. I mean, I totally
sorted
care about your
through
past.
just plot, if you know what I mean. Time for us to go to ramen.
Man, how much shittier can that asshole get?
Calm down. So yeah, this is where we
Makes me angry.
tell Ryuji about what happened to
You
us.
left your hometown and you're living here now, huh?
That voice acting's not bad. Like I say, Ryuji, he's a dumbass. To put it simply, but he is kind of a well-meaning dumbass.
You're the first guy that made me think that. I guess it's how we're treated like a pain in the ass by the people around us. Like we don't belong.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
Well, you know.
Too.
As we learned, and we're going to learn more about that throughout Ryuji's social link, pretty much.
Yongen, right? It's rush hour on the subways. I suggest you kill some time before heading home.
Okay.
What the hell, man? You barely touched your food.
Yeah, it's not like me at all.
Just let me do it. I gotta thank you for helping me. Anyways, I got your back like you got mine from tomorrow on. As long as we do something about Kamoshida,
Of course.
I'm sure we'll both feel better about being at school.
And thus, a beautiful friendship was
Tell me your
born.
number. Chat ID too.
The chat app is now available. Yeah, so this is something which is changed from Persona 4. In Persona 4, there was some level of like phone usage, because you did call people called you up to do social link stuff and that, and also there were calls for plot stuff. This time around, though, there's a lot. How they do it now is more like sorry. How they do it this time is more like instant messaging. So you talk to people you talk to members of the group a hell of a lot more than you did in 4, at least. And here we are.
I haven't been sleeping well lately.
She is another really important
I keep
part
thinking
of this
about too many things.
first plot point.
Shiho.
And we finally learn a name.
Nationals are coming up soon, so I keep thinking, should someone like me really be on the starting lineup?
Don't worry. Just be confident in yourself. Your skills have been recognized. It's all because you work harder than anyone else.
So yeah,
Volleyball's all
sorry.
I have after all.
Yeah, basically Shiho is a part of the volleyball team.
Was that injury okay?
That
It looked really swollen.
is gonna become
No, it's nothing. It's normal.
more
Especially
relevant
since it's coming
in a
up.
little bit. It's all swollen. So yeah, she's one of the obviously one of the volleyball team members who's getting abused by Mr. Kamoshida.
What does he want?
As you can
He didn't say.
that's a really good portrait, actually. That kind of, you know,
It'll
that
be fine.
fear definitely shows
I read
up
something
really
about
well
the
there,
starting lineup or
which I
something.
think it really shows off a lot. It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, I better go.
Yep. Good luck.
Yeah, and these two, like the relationship between Ann and Shiho is actually going to be something which is emphasized more and more throughout this first dungeon. It's actually a really interesting thing to. It's actually going to be something that's really going to be interesting to see develop. So yeah, we're pretty much done with this part for Persona. This part of Persona 5. So next, and speaking of the devil, I get to show off the text messaging service, the instant messaging. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of stuff like this, a lot of these kinds of messages for plot-based things and also for character-based things. But anyway. That's it for this part of Persona 5. Join me next time when we'll be when we'll be beginning our investigation of the school to find out more dirt on Kamoshida, and we'll begin our process of trying to take him down. So join me next time for the next part of Persona 5. See you next time.